Hey, good morning. Welcome to a tardy edition of Hobby Evolution, episode 760. It is a Tuesday. I'm a little late. Picked my wife up from the airport. My week of bachelorhood is over. That's terrible coffee. Oh. My week of frozen pizza has come to an end. That coffee. I think, and that's not why I slept in because my wife flew in. Time did she get in? She actually the plane landed like a half an hour early. Like 10:30 last night, which usually I'm like passed out by 10:30. I'm usually getting ready for bed a little after 9. I'm in bed by 9:30. Usually zonked out by 10:30. So I was at the airport. I'm mid yawn here, and so we get home, chat. So I was up till like after midnight probably, which is super late for me. And this coffee's terrible. So I slept in a little bit, and then I waited for the coffee. It wasn't completely ready, so I snagged some as it's brewing because my coffee maker's so slow. I think I could call up Juan Valdez. He could fly in from Colombia and hand deliver me a cup of coffee faster than my coffee maker. I should probably buy a new coffee maker. So we've got Jenny. Did I get the house in order? I did. And it's always like walk in the door, take a deep breath. First thing she's going to go is Greek biscuit, and she's going to look around. Didn't burn the house down. It's fairly clean. The cleaners were there, so that was good. So I only had to keep the house clean for like 10 hours. I had to do the pre-clean. I had to get things in order, put stuff away. But yeah, house was in order. I think I passed. I think I passed the test. I can be left home alone for a week. Scotty Dubs, what's up? Good morning to you. Victor, good morning. David in the house. We've got Paul, flipping sports guy, bed and asleep by 10. I can't remember when I did that consistently. Oh, it's heaven. Yeah, I used to be a night owl and early bird. I burnt the candle at both ends back in my 20s. But now I can only do one or the other. I can stay up late, but then I need to sleep in or go to bed early and wake up early. See, I'm yawning. I can't handle staying up past midnight. Boston Smoke, what's happening? Good morning to you. Brian Wolf, good morning. And it's to the point where, like, when I go to Club 400 parties and I stay with, by the way, when I go to Club 400, I always stay with my best friend growing up. Scott lives just a few blocks away. Recently got engaged like just a couple days ago. So shout out to my buddy Scott. But he's like, I think this summer we always go to a Cubs Cardinals game, and we take the train in he lives around Crystal Lake. We take the train in, and he's like, maybe I think I'll drive because I'll stop drinking in like the 6th inning, and then I can drive back. I'm like, okay. He's like, I don't want to take the chance of missing the train and having to take the late train. And that's what I'm thinking. It's like, man, I love going out, but man, if you're starting your day at noon, I'm done at 6, 7 o'clock. I used to be able to do the all day drink until midnight or after, but not anymore. So we've got Boston Smoke, Brian Wolf, Paige, and Deanie Bean. What's up? Buenos dias from Colombia. Wesley collects cards. Is Colombian. You haven't had coffee until you have coffee in Colombia. I've never been to South America, but I'm sure it is heaven. I freaking love coffee. Michael Renicky, what's up? Good morning to you. Looks like you pulled a razor across your face. Actually, yesterday. I shaved yesterday morning. Or wait, was it yesterday morning? Yeah, I think it was Monday morning. No. It was Sunday. I shaved Sunday. This is how much growth I get. None. In 2 full days. Yeah, so I shaved Sunday when I always shower late on Sunday. I shaved Sunday, and this is like, I don't even have 5 o'clock shadow yet. 48 hours later. It takes me 6 months to get a 5 o'clock shadow. Ed is with us. What's up, Ed? Herman, what's up? By the way, check out Herman's channel. Last night we did Pack Wars, which was my idea. It was a great idea, but put into practice, we had to have like, what if? So basically, I wanted to do. We had thank you to John Keating, that 70s card show. He sent me a pack of 1990 classic WWF back several months ago. And so I've been sitting on them, and I was going to do a pack war with Ken, Bean's Ball Card blog. And he couldn't find his pack. So I'm like, I'm saving my pack because I want to do a pack war with somebody. So Herman's like, I'll do it. So Herman went out and bought some on eBay, and they arrived. So he texted me yesterday. He's like, my WWF packs came in. I'm like, geez, that was fast. Because he just ordered them like Wednesday. So I'm like, do you want to do a pack war tonight? Because Herman was going live anyway. He's like, yeah, let's do it. So I didn't really think through, because as you see when I shared the first picture there, that's the Rockers, Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty. So it's like, okay, what if I pull this card and Herman pulls Coco Beware? Do you do Shawn Michaels versus Coco Beware or Marty Jannetty? So basically what we learned is, out of this 1990 classic WWF set, very few of these wrestlers have wrestled each other, which I found amazing. But as somebody mentioned in the chat, a lot of them are, they were heels. But even so, I thought like Marty Jannetty wrestled a ton of like independent, but the independent wrestling results are like, unless it was a more mainstream territory or independent organization, results aren't going to pop up. But even so, like, these guys wrestled in the AWA. Shawn Michaels, I think, started his career where he was from in Texas. Honky Tonk Man had a long career in different territories. Bad News Brown, I don't really remember his background before WWF or after. Akeem was One Man Gang, who had a long career. But then you get to guys like Brother Love. He never wrestled. Well, outside of the gimmick Battle Royal, he was basically just an executive backstage. And then he did Brother Love for, a couple stints. Then you got Jimmy Hart. Now, Jimmy did get into the ring a few times. Now, Mr. Fuji, if you're my age, you remember him as Mr. Fuji, the manager, as seen in this photo. But he was a pretty good tag team wrestler back in the 70s. Tito Santana, he had a great career. He's probably on the short list of WWF wrestlers that could have been like champion that were never WWF champion. Rick Martel had a long career. He was a big talent in the AWA as well. Kurt Hennig, another Minnesota guy, Mr. Perfect. And then, of course, we've got Sensational Queen Sherry. Now, she wrestled, but she wouldn't have wrestled men in the 80s. Hercules, and I think we did have a result. It was Hercules versus Dino Bravo. And then we had the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, and then the Bushwhackers, which were mainly tag team talents. So yeah, I didn't think the rules through. Like, how are we gonna? What if it's Sensational Sherry and Brother Love? That, my friends, I did not think through. Clark is in the house. What's up, Clark? Dan, good morning, or I should say good evening to you. Zach and Porter, what's happening? Dan, good morning. He says, don't forget to hit the like button. Thank you, Dan. Like and subscribe. Pepino Man, buenos dias. What is up, Pepino? Crystal Lake sounds like a ghost story to me. Crystal Lake, yeah, sounds like Friday the 13th, Herman's favorite films. Yeah, Crystal Lake. There's there's actually a Crystal Lake in Crystal Lake. But I don't think the movie was like, I don't think they named it Crystal Lake in the Friday the 13th franchise after Crystal Lake, Illinois. But as a kid, and I loved Friday the 13th as a kid. I remember looking at a map. I had never been to Crystal Lake. Never would I have realized back in 1990 when I'm watching all of these Friday the 13th movies as a kid that I would spend so much time in the actual city and surrounding cities of Crystal Lake. There's got to be like a Friday the 13th Wikipedia. Friday the 13th fandom, Camp Crystal Lake. I don't think there's a Camp Crystal Lake in Crystal Lake, Illinois, but there's definitely a Crystal Lake that's an actual lake. So Camp Crystal Lake, later known as Camp Forest Green for a time, and very likely known as Camp Blood, is a fictional summer camp for kids in the Friday the 13th film series. It's located in Crystal Lake, New Jersey, previously Forest Green County and Wessex County. Camp Crystal Lake is most famous for being home of serial killer Jason Voorhees. I don't know if I think this is a lot of like this is just like telling the story of it in the movie. I want to know, like, what was it based on? Is Crystal Lake from Friday the 13th real? Here we go. Inquirer.com. Oh, it's an active Boy Scout camp in New Jersey. Camp Crystal Lake. So it is in New Jersey. So there you go. So it was not named after the Crystal Lake in Illinois. So that's disappointing. But not really. D. Palect, what's up? Good morning to you. John says, Bo is dressed like a Steve Jobs today, getting ready to announce a new IPO. Yeah, I failed to, wasn't he a turtleneck guy, or did he just wear sweaters? It's sweater weather, man. It is sweater weather. It's going to get cold. Well, actually, it's not too bad. It's 26 right now, if my computer's accurate. But we've got like a foot of snow coming, which sucks. Like, I'd love a Christmas snowstorm, but the fact of the matter is it's going to get damn cold this week. Lots of negative temperatures this week. But my mom's driving up, and it's like a 3-hour drive in good conditions. And it's north-south, and of course these storms come in from the west typically. So that snow blows right across the roads, interstate. So she's planning on driving up Christmas Eve, Saturday. But we've got this big storm coming in like Wednesday, Thursday, and then it's going to be cold and blowing Friday, Saturday. So basically just have to play it by ear and see how the roads are on Saturday. So hopefully it doesn't prevent anyone from traveling in the elements. I would like to have like snow, but not a foot. I can do without a foot of snow. A nice few inches, yeah, we can do that. But a foot, no thank you. Randy, what's up? Randy in the house. Ed says, didn't realize you guys were on last night. We'll check out the replay later. It was a lot of wrestling. Herman did open his Topps Chrome, so check that out. At the very end, Herman opened some Topps Chrome, but we did a lot of wrestling last night. Wesley Collects Cards says, if you know what cowboy coffee is, prepare it like that. Basically, coffee and water in a pot together, then strain. The preparation is the biggest difference between USA coffee and Colombian. Really? That is very interesting. And that's what I've heard with coffee. I have some. Now, I love coffee, but I'm not a coffee snob. I've got a couple of friends who are coffee snobs, and they've taught me a lot. I haven't put any of their recommendations into practice. But I know, like, grinding the coffee bean, I know that's one of the biggest things for a good flavorful coffee. And typically, like, if you go to Walmart, Target, and you get a $20 coffee grinder, you get what you pay for. And so one of my buddies has like a $300, $200 coffee grinder because it like every coffee bean is grinded to the exact same whatever. And that's like what makes a good coffee. And my other buddy, Neil, is a big cold brew coffee fan. And like he showed me the process, and it's like, I just want to, even though it sucks waiting freaking 3 hours for my coffee maker to brew a pot, like he's doing all of this, and it's like, I don't need any of that. I just want to make a pot of coffee. Let's see. Paige and Deanie Bean says, Keating, look what you have done. John says, I like the lab guy who spilled the finish in Wuhan. I feel like the lab guy who spilled the finish in Wuhan. Andrew, look what you have done now. Dan says, Sweater Weather is a great song. Who sings Sweater Weather? The song sounds like a Weezer song. Well, they did the Sweater song, Sweater Weather, by The Neighborhood. I don't think I know that song. The Neighborhood. I wonder if I play this, can you hear it? But then I got to. Oh, that's a commercial, so we don't want to listen to a commercial. Brian, what's up? Good morning to Brian. We've got Herman saying, honestly, what we done last night was exactly what I intended personal rips to be. That's cool. That's cool. Back to the roots. Colombian coffee also has cocaine in it. There's your bump. D. Polect, it's true. It's fantastic. Let's see. Victor, the rookie card specialist. What's up? Good morning to you. Sales have been brutal this past week. How about you all? Mine have actually been the opposite. Mine have been insane. I cannot keep up. In fact, each day I've woken up to, and I like ship all day, and I still have over 200 items to ship each day. I don't think I'm quite at 200 yet. Oh, I am. I'm at 218 to ship. And I think I was at 280 something yesterday. I was at 250 on Sunday morning, and that's shipping. I shipped half the day Sunday. I shipped most of the day yesterday. So it looks like I'm just going to keep shipping. So my sales are way up. Last 30 day sales, I'm up 18% dollar wise. And I had a let's see, November was, I think, number 3 on the year. October, by monthly sales, October was my top selling month of 2022. May was number 2. November was number 3. And right now I'm 18% ahead of the last 30 days, which covers the last 10 of November, I guess. My traffic's like kind of stagnant. I'm up 1% on impressions. Page views are up about 4%. Sales conversion rate still 9.6% overall. So my sales have done pretty well. Now, I did have a nice bump last week. I sold the Ellie De La Cruz Chrome Auto out of 25. That sold for a nice chunk. So that, that was kind of an outlier sale. So always nice to have a bump like that. And typically I have like one a month of those bigger than, $5 sales. John says, going to list a wonderful 1955 Topps Don Mossy today. Don Mossy. Love it. Don Mossy. So yeah, my eBay sales are doing well. And I haven't listed, I guess I've listed some singles over the last few days. My auctions were brutal. The basketball auctions, absolutely brutal, which I expected, but I just wanted to liquidate. And instead of just comping and listing as buy it now, at least I could, 99 cent, 99 cent, 99 cent, and then charge shipping just so I'm not losing money. But auctions were brutal. Paul, what's up? Paul Carl says, I was a big fan of your basketball auctions. Paul got like $500 worth of basketball cards for about $20. Actually, it probably wasn't 500. But it was probably there's probably a 10x. Paul scooped those up, and I think I owe you a second invoice on the last ones. I made a mistake. So I made a mistake on, if you're running auction, and see, I never run auctions. So especially like in volume, like I did last week. So I wasn't like completely in tune. So Paul reached out to me and he's like, hey, I'm going to bid on a bunch of your auctions, which I had going over the course of about a 5-6 day period. So I said, yeah, bid. The last of the auctions end on Sunday. So just whatever you win, just don't pay. And then at the very end, I'll send you an invoice for everything. And it's just going to be $4 flat shipping. So it gets like to day 4, and all of a sudden I'm getting these messages. You have successfully canceled this order. And I'm like, I didn't cancel any damn orders. And I think there were 6 of Paul's like first auctions that he won, because I had like, so there's a setting where if a buyer doesn't pay within 4 days, it automatically cancels the order and relists. So it's just a default setting that I have, a default setting, because I don't run auctions. So it's usually, if it's just buy it now, I don't have to worry about it. If somebody like buys a card today and then next week, or when 4 days is up, they haven't paid for it, it just, eBay says, well, your 4 days are up, cancel, relist. So I didn't take that into consideration. So now I have to go back, and I had to go in, I had to cancel the relistings because they automatically relisted as auctions. So I'm like, shit, I have to hurry up and cancel these before they get a bid. So I had to cancel those. And then now I've got to go back and find which ones were canceled so I can add those, get the invoice updated for Paul. So thank you, Paul. But if Paul wouldn't have bid on those, they wouldn't have sold at 99 cents. Basketball auctions were brutal. But Paul was a big fan. Let's see. Where are we at? Dan, with Undone, the sweater song, Weezer. I'm listing more and selling more, also getting more idiotic offers. I've noticed that. And the more, I guess it's hard to like quantify. Like if you list a card for $1.50 and you have like $1 offer on a $1.50 card, I do not consider as a low ball, because I'll take $1 all day in volume for what I'm most of what I'm listing at $1.50. 89 tops, Roger Clement. Like I've got like 77 tops commons. And I think I'm going to list another batch this week at some point. So if somebody comes in and they're all listed for $1.50 or best offer, free shipping, if somebody wants just one of them, it's going to be $1.50. And I may go down to like $1.40. But if somebody wants like 17 of them, I'm more than happy to do. Yeah, we can do 99 cents each on these. So I'm, and that's why the best offer is, because I had a buyer get upset with me over a $1.50 card that they sent. They sent me an offer of $1. I countered at $1.40. They countered back at $1.25. Usually I just outright decline on the second. If it's not accept, I just decline it. But for some reason I countered back and they got upset. You're countering over 15 cents and it's only 10 cents off your list price. And it's like, the best offer is there for volume on those low end cards. So yeah, it does. And I've begun, like I've been selling so much, which is a good thing, but it's like, you want a balancing act. Like, I don't want to piss people off. I don't want to piss potential clients off by ignoring offers and declining offers outright. I want to work with everybody, but it's like when we're nickel and diming each other, yes, I'm declining your offer over 15 cents, but you're also complaining about the offer over 15 cents as well. It's a two-way street here. And I'm not the one complaining. I just don't want that. This is my price. Take it or leave it. So that's kind of how I take to offers. So it's kind of like, it's a double-edged sword, because you want to do as much business as possible and make everyone happy, but obviously we can't make everyone happy. Ted, what's up? Ted says, can you talk a little bit about how you package and ship? What's the process of the packing procedure? It's actually pretty simple. And again, I'm not, for the most part, I'm not selling $500 slabs and all that. So a large majority of my cards are under $20 and they're sent standard envelope with tracking through eBay in a plain white envelope. And I don't get the arm, and I'm a volume seller. So I'm selling 100 to 200 cards a day. So every supply that I use, from penny sleeves to paper to card savers to envelopes, I've got to watch my pennies. Literally. I look to see what I'm paying per envelope down to the fraction of a penny price point. So in volume, and this is going to vary. This is going to vary if you're not selling under $20 cards, my process is not going to fit for you. If you're just selling some cards here and there and you want it protected, more than a plain white envelope, maybe the Armalope, which they're like heavier stock cardboard envelopes that I think still work with standard envelope shipping. I can't say for certain, so don't quote me on that. But I'm a volume seller, so I'm shipping plain white envelopes, and very rarely do I have damage claims. I mean, I probably can count on one hand out of tens of thousands of shipments that have been damaged in a plain white envelope. And I've probably had the same amount of bubble mailers damaged in the mail that I have plain white envelopes. And it's like basically 20,000 plain white envelopes to every 1,000 bubble mailers. So my process, so let's take old the Bushwhacker card. So say I sell this card $1.50 free shipping. So this is volume sale. So this is not going to apply to every seller, but this is going to apply to those that want to sell in volume, cheap cards, standard envelope, eBay. So Bushwhackers, I'm going to grab a penny sleeve. I'm going to sleeve the Bushwhackers up. We got a nice penny sleeve. I use card savers. I think these are card saver 2s. Remember, I can never remember which ones are which. They're the wider ones, so I can usually get 3. I don't put any more than 3 cards in. Especially if they're the classic WWF, 3 fit in really nice. If they're like a thicker stock card, I tend to just do 2 cards per card saver, but you can fit 3 in these card savers. So Bushwhackers, say it's single card sale. We penny sleeved it. We've card savered it. Then I take just a piece of copy paper and I do the old trifold. And so I've got the part of the trifold and I slip the Bushwhacker card in like so, and then fold that over. So we've got a nice boom. We grab just a plain number 10 white envelope that you can get anywhere. The cheapest I've been able to find, Walmart, Costco, if they're in stock in the store. And then we seal it up. Now, the cheaper, the envelopes you have to lick, I found are cheaper, and I didn't want to do that because it's like, well, I don't want to lick, I don't want to sponge. But what I found, and somebody I think maybe in the chat recommended, these are not the best to do this method, but you take a label, and I think this label over here. So this label, actually, I don't want to do this because I don't want to waste 2 cents of an envelope, but use the label, and then you affix the label over can you see that, over this, so you don't have to lick it. However, the problem can arise where this gets pulled up in the mail. So I do tend to lick the corners, just so they don't pop open. So that's how I ship my $1.50 with free shipping. And, I've had very few complaints. Typically, most of the complaints that I had were during the great top loader shortage of 2021, when people were basically buying 99-cent and $2 cards just for a damn top loader. And when you sent a card saver, they would get angry. This is cheap. So, but now we're over that, thank God. So that's how I package my cheap cards. And then, if I wanted, I'll put in, say somebody orders, and this is another common question I get. What if somebody orders 7, but they're 99-cent cards? So like, you don't want to spend $4 plus on a bubble mailer. Can you get them safely? And yes, you can. So like I said, so with 7, the combination of 7, and say they're all just standard cards like this. These are actually better cards. I want to use some common, like cheapies. What do I have up here? Okay, here's some like 2016 tops. So I can pull, so there, and then what I'll do is put this guy there. Again, I'm much more careful when I'm actually shipping than this. And they each, the cards do go in penny sleeves. I'm just shaving some time off the thing. So I've got 3 cards in this one. And then, so this is, say, a 7 card order. So then I do 3, 2, and 2 with 7 cards. And then I'll put 2 cards in another top loader. And then I'll put 2 cards in another top loader. So this is a 7 card order, and they're all, say, $1 each. We're going to go standard envelope, and these are light, cards. So it's probably going to be 1 ounce. And then we go here. So I make sure, let's see if you can see that. So I make sure they're like this in the envelope to spread it out, because I use the long envelope. So I spread it out, and then I just try to put this in an area where it's not going to like bulge out of the envelope. And I mean, it's just 7 cards, so it's going to be fine. And there you go. So that's how I do 7 card orders. And typically I go up to like 10 is kind of the max. If they're like top standard cards like these, maybe, let's see, 3 and 4 card savers, so 12 if they're like the thin stock cards. But if they're like heritage or chrome, 9, 10 is kind of and then I use 3 ounce. Use a kitchen scale. I've got one around here somewhere. Use a kitchen scale to get the ounces down. A 1/4 inch, you can go up to a 1/4 inch thick on the envelopes. So, but once you do it enough, you have an idea, because you're basically shipping the same things over and over and over again. So once you get it down to, okay, 3, 4 card savers with 12 cards is going to be right at a 1/4 inch thick, or just under a 1/4 inch thick. It's going to be 2 ounces. So just go 3, bump it up to 3 ounces, just to be sure. All that good stuff. Or maybe it's 2.3 ounce, round up. So that's how I do it. So that's one of the most common questions I get is, well, how do you handle like 7 card orders that are $1 each? And that's how I do it. Let's see. Victor, the rookie card specialist. I'm listing 3 times a week. Maybe not enough. It depends. I mean, I haven't listed a card in, well, I take that back. I mean, I'm listing most every day, but sometimes it's only 5, 10 cards. And then sometimes I'll do a Card Dealer Pro update of, 1,000 or 500 cards in a day. It's just, it's volume based. How often are you listing? How much are you listing? How many items are in your store? If you're listing 3, and I don't know how many times, if you're only listing 5 cards a day, 3 times a week, you're not going to see as many sales, obviously, as if you're listing 100 cards per day, 3 times a week. John says, going to list a wonderful 1955 Topps Don Mossy today. Paul was a big fan of the basketball auctions. Joe Caprino, what is up? Was in an auction for an Andre Dawson, Mark Grace, and Ryan Sandberg triple auto and got sniped with about 5 seconds left. That sucks. Let's see. I know a lot of my friends in here use Gixxon, the sniper service. I've never used it. I just put my highest bid in and let it ride. And I know, like with Gixxon, I might be able to save money by sniping at the end. But I'm stubborn, so I've not gone down that path yet. There really hasn't been anything. If I'm bidding on an auction, there's not really anything out there that I have to have. Like, I have to win this auction. In fact, I don't think this year there's been any. I mean, maybe the Ethan Roberts 20 case player break, that was one where I was like, I have to win this. But that's probably the only thing. And I bid an absurd amount of money on that, and it sold for under what I was willing to pay, fortunately, because I pulled a black. I think out of 20 cases, I pulled a black, 3 golds, some rainbow foils, and that was it. Although at the time the blacks were selling for $150. I can't believe that. Let's see. Paul says, I have no idea what they're worth, to be honest, but it's got to be enough to make a profit after I comp them all. Oh yeah, you'll definitely, it's not like you're going to sell them overnight. It's going to be a slow trickle, but there's definitely money to be made there. D Palect, I sell mostly graded slabs, but I have some raw inventory valued under $20 per item. I want to get more money per item, so I want to offer the eBay standard shipping, but I keep getting chargebacks. Advice. So why are you getting, I'm curious why you're getting chargebacks. I don't know why you would be getting chargebacks. The only thing I can think of is if they're opening item not received claims, and you're going to have those regardless. That's going to happen. My percentage is less than 1%. Knock on wood, it hasn't been. There was a point in time, probably in, where are we at on the calendar? Wow, December 20th already. Probably early December, like the first week of December. I had a lot of people complaining about this never showed up, and all of a sudden, I think I've had 3 messages this yesterday, like Saturday and Monday, like, hey, this card finally showed up. And they had reached out like at the end of November, early December, and it showed delivered, or it was just no tracking updates. But in the last 2 weeks, I would say that's cleared up again, knock on wood. But as I've gone to the post office, and I've been, this is what I want. This is the goal. I've had to go to the post office twice a day over the past week because I've got so many items to ship out. And when I go to the post office, it's there's a line in the post office. There's a line at the blue boxes. The blue boxes are full. It's just absurd the amount of envelopes and packages that are being shipped out right now because of the holidays, obviously. So if I'm wondering if that's where you're getting the chargebacks. Is it because of the standard envelopes not showing up? But standard envelopes great because you can. So say you get a chargeback for an item not received. After 30 days, once 30 days from shipping is up, you can claim. They have an insurance claim form. And I'm going to link it right here. It's these are insured. So here's the link. I'm going to drop that link. That's the eBay standard envelope insurance. So say you have to refund somebody money. Once the 30 days from shipping is up, you can go into that insurance claim form, fill out all the information, and you'll get your money. Like the times that I've used it, I've received my refunds like within 24 hours. It's in my PayPal within 24 hours. So I don't think that's advertised enough. I don't think enough people that use standard envelope with eBay know about the insurance form. Herman says, haven't seen Rich in here reminding everyone to hit that like button. Thank you, Herman, for stepping up. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. The Card Pile, what is up? Good morning. Speaking of 1 million, I have a lot of Cubs to count. I've got some mail days that have come in. I still haven't counted up. And thank you to Rick, who sent me 5 large video game boxes of Cubs, and he counted them and wrote the number on the edge of the box, so I can just leave them in the boxes for now and add those to the tally. So that will help tremendously. And then I've got a ton of other stuff that I haven't counted. So I think I'm around 860,000 just based on, I know how many in those flat rate boxes there are. And then I've got like a 2 4-row boxes full that I haven't counted. I've got a couple flat rate medium boxes that I haven't counted. So I'm thinking around 860,000, which I do need to get updated, the count for the Cubs convention, which is coming up in just about a month. Let's see. Card Pile, not a fan of card savers. I try to use top loaders, and here's why I don't use top loaders. Now, do I never use top loaders? No, I use top loaders sometimes. But top loaders are more rigid, and you don't want that. Like, here's like it's a misconception that top loaders are better in a white envelope shipping because they're more rigid, but that's actually opposite of what's true, because the top loaders are more rigid, which leads to more damage in the mail. Why is that? Because the top loaders are more rigid, so they tend to get jammed up in the machines when they go through the machines. Now you can buy non-machinable stamps. Sometimes they still go through machines, and you're also paying an additional 30 cents, which cuts into your profit margin, especially if you're selling $1.50 cards. Um, so now, is it common that the damage happens? No, it's pretty uncommon, but it's far more common with top loaders than it is with card savers. And that's why I'm a fan of card savers when shipping through the mail in plain white envelopes. Do you think slow eBay sales could be due to the sport? For the past few weeks, I've only listed modern era football, or could it be the time of year? So December traditionally has been the slowest sales month for me. But you bring up sports, and traditionally it's been the slowest sales month. But also, I heavily focus on baseball, which this is like the offest of off seasons, December in baseball. However, I'm still moving a ton of baseball. But on the other hand, there's a lot of baseball releases kind of keeping baseball cards, the baseball market, top of mind, where usually the only releases in December for baseball are Bowman Draft and Bowman's Best, which are not, to the mainstream collector, are not, popular products. But now we've got Topps Update, Topps Chrome Update, Stadium Club, Allen and Ginter has all been released here recently. So I think it's keeping baseball at the top of the mind, even though we're in the depths of winter in the off season. When I've been listing my football, I have not, again, I'm moving way more baseball, and maybe that's just because more people know that I'm, my repeat customers know that I'm heavily focused on baseball. There's more to choose from in my store, baseball wise. But yeah, I'm definitely selling more baseball than football, and basketball I've just kind of given up on, as you can see from the auctions. Let's see. Flipping Sports Cards guy says same at the card pile. Mark Marinello, what's up? Good morning to you. You did a great job with the player ID on the Baseball Card Illustrated channel. Thank you, Mark. That was a lot of fun. And so we're going to do baseball, name the player on Friday morning, the free-for-all, and I'll let you choose. We'll take a poll in the morning, Friday morning, if you want 87 tops or 88 tops baseball. That was a lot of fun. I was expecting to do much better. I think I got 50% right. Otis Nixon, man, I really bungled that, and he wasn't even in my top two. I thought it was, who did I think it was between Andre Thornton and who did I say? Oh, I said Mel Hall, and I'm like, but it could be Andre Thornton, and it's freaking Otis Nixon. So that one, and I'm like, oh, I should have known. That was a lot of fun. Let's see, 87 top. We did a cello pack, so 36 cards. Let's see. And then I got one right because I saw the jersey. Tommy Lasorda was the card on the back, but I would have got Tommy Lasorda. I mean, that's a gimme. Let's see. Where are we at? Andrew says that is what she said. Paul says any cards over what fits in my ESE, I just send in a second PWE with a stamp. Card Saver 1 is bigger than Card Saver 2. Okay, so it must be Card Saver 1s that I use. They're the wider ones, so you can get multiple cards inside a single Card Saver. Marked not delivered for D-Polect. Okay, so yeah, so that's, if you use the form that I linked right below your comment, I think you have to wait 30 days from shipment, and then you can file that claim and you'll get your money back. That's why I love standard envelope, because if you just slap a stamp on there, there's no recourse. So somebody can claim they didn't receive it, and eBay's like, well, show proof that you sent it, and you can't. But you can with the standard envelope. Mountain Lake Cards and Games, what is up? I'm having the same issue with eBay. My PWE sendouts are crawling. Mine have been much, knock on wood, quicker here in the last week, but the 1st of December was terrible. Let's see. You are welcome, D-Polect. Brian says, is your Cubs PC all different? Are duplicates counted towards 1 million? Yes, duplicates count. There's about, probably, I would say, including minor league Cubs cards, there's probably around 250,000 Cubs cards. TCDB has it around, I think, 220, but that's Chicago Cubs. Let's see. And I've been logging my Ethan Roberts collection on Trading Card Database. I don't know. Do they have he's up to, he's nice. Ethan's got 69 Cubs 69 cards. So he must have some of the new sets in there. So let's see. Allen and Ginter. I just want to type on team. This is where I struggle with. I always try to find teams. Okay, here we go. So teams, Chicago. This is according to Trading Card Database. Oh, damn it! This is just the set. How do I get to a team? I just want to see a teams. Collection. Somebody's probably already. So I have 441 plus the cards I haven't updated yet. Ethan Roberts cards. Let's see. Can I baseball? Click on baseball. Teams. Chicago Cubs. So yeah, so they have it divided up. So according to Trading Card Database, there are 193,837 unique Chicago Cubs cards, but that doesn't include minor league. That doesn't include 1800s Chicago White Stockings or Chicago Orphans, which were the Cubs before they named them the Cubs. So I would say with minor, there's probably not even 250,000, maybe 220,000, 225,000 unique Cubs cards for what I consider Cubs cards. And there's probably, some that I like Team USA that I consider Cubs cards that are actually would be in the database as Team USA. So I have a lot of duplicates. In fact, I have like 420 Ethan Roberts Topps update rookie cards. And I have like 1,300 1978 Topps Rick Russells. I think the most common card in my collection as far as number of cards is probably the 87 Topps Sandberg. I bet I have, I might have 3,000 copies of the 87 Topps Sandberg. Cooter, what's up? Good morning to you. Live with Brad. What is up? I am late. That's Texas Card Dude, Brad. I did not recognize. A rare Texas Card Dude sighting. I got to talk to Brad yesterday. We had a nice conversation. Brad, good to see you in here. Mountain Lake Cards, where's he at? He says, preach, I ship in Card Saver 2. Brad, didn't know you had a new look, just subbed. Yeah, I'll have to sub. If this is a different channel. Oh, wait, you have the wrench, so it must just have changed your name. Let's see. Where are we at? There's a new video from Paige and Deanie Bean. Let's see. Brad says, I'm using YouTube to chat about cards, technology, and charities. It seemed not right to keep it just Texas Card Dude. Very cool. If that is if you do have a new channel, I need to subscribe. There's my buddy Denny, the Dairyland Picker. Had a fun show on Saturday. Thanks again. Found a fire Cubs vintage shirt from Spring Training 98. Want me to send a photo text? Oh, of course I do. Send that puppy. So Dairyland Picker was set up at the Madison Card Show on Saturday. He's where I purchased the Fergie Jenkins rookie and the Ken Griffey Jr. rated rookie for $1. Denny had it in his $1 box. So you got to check out his bargain boxes. What else did I pick from Denny's boxes? That Schwarber of 99, and Ernie Banks numbered out of 150, and then a couple of gifts for my friend John Keating out of his boxes. So good to see you in here. Let's see. LOL 3087 Sandbergs. So I said we're going on an hour with no topic. So I said yesterday I'm going to open. It's Christmas week. It's Hanukkah week. So we are going to open Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. Ooh, we've got glossy cards and one sticker. These are from 1992. I don't know where I bought. I probably bought these from my buddy John Gruber, who sets up at the Madison Card Show. Home Alone 2, which by the way is not. I did that must be a sticker. I did not. I did not like Home Alone 2 as much as Home Alone. I shared I think on Sunday, was it Sunday or maybe yesterday? I think I talked about a half an hour of Home Alone. That was yesterday, I think. So if you want my takes on Home Alone, watch yesterday's video. So this appears to be a sticker. Oh, wait. Oh, we're backwards. Okay. So we've got the Wet Bandits. Is this a Wet Bandits rookie card? This is pretty sweet. Keep the change, you filthy animal. That's a pretty cool card. And I think that's a sticker. Yeah, it's a sticker. Kevin and his buddies. Harry and Marv. Love it. Here we've got the Pigeon Lady. That's pretty cool. I do not like horizontal cards, though. And these like all appear to be. So on the back, it says, this strange woman who carries pigeons on her shoulders scares Kevin more than Harry and Marv ever could. Kind of like Old Man Marley. But when he finds out that she's a nice person, they become fast friends. Kind of like Old Man Marley. Here we've got Harry and Marv. They are under arrest. What's the back say? A police officer picks up Marv's bag, which is full of money, and Kevin's pictures of the two criminals at work in Duncan's toy chest, covered in feathers, birdseed, varnish, and paint. The crooks are finally arrested. Here we've got an appearance by Rob Schneider in this card. Get out of here. Andrew did his Home Alone homework yesterday. Can you name the baseball card shown when Kevin collapses the shelves in Buzz's room? Oh, that's a great question. I cannot remember. Mr. Apex says most movie TV cards are horizontal because of the aspect ratio. So this card says, as the concierge tries to sneak into his room, Kevin plays back a tape of his Uncle Frank. Oh, that's when he's, is he singing like the Cool Whip song? Using an inflatable clown figure, Kevin tricks the concierge into thinking that an adult is in the bathroom taking a shower. Here's another Rob Schneider. Another Rob Schneider. Jordan card question mark. With a pizza. Oh, speaking of Jordan card, I owe Andy a text. I don't think he's watching, but that just he asked about a Jordan that a dealer had. As an apology for sneaking into his room, a pizza and a limousine have been readied for Kevin and his father, who the concierge thinks is at the hotel. Kevin explains that his dad is still pretty angry and that the concierge should not expect to see him anytime soon. So it wasn't a Jordan card. So another Rob Schneider with Macaulay Culkin here. A room with a view. What's the back of this card say? We're looking at Home Alone 2 Lost in New York cards. Kevin checks out his room at the hotel as the bellhop suspiciously checks him out. The room has a big TV, a great view of the city, and a refrigerator full of snacks. Kevin gives the bellhop a stick of gum as a tip instead of money, and there's plenty more where that came from, Kevin jokes. I wonder how much a room costs. Was this the Trump Tower they were staying at? Because I know Trump made an appearance in this movie. Here's I can't remember. Is this Harry or Mar? I think that's Harry. Dairyland Picker says it's a notable card, just isn't processing for me. I can't remember what was in Buzz's room. I'm coming in. Oh, this is Marv. This is Marv, not Harry. Marv stands ready to go into the house, intent on finding Kevin. What he doesn't know is that this house is being renovated and that the floor has been removed from the front hall. One step into the house and he falls straight down into the basement and lives to tell about it. Blaine Kilburn, the Plaza Hotel. The Plaza, okay. Oh, we've got a Chicago flag in the background here. A Christmas wish. Little jerk Kevin. That's a pretty cool Chicago flag in the back. You guys are going to have to do your homework. Andrew. Let's see. So this one says, Kevin is sulking because Buzz didn't get punished for embarrassing him at the Christmas pageant. Someday I'm going to go away all by myself, Kevin decides. You may get your wish sooner than you think, Kevin. And he does. He gets a flight to New York City while the family is in Florida. This time, though, Kevin gets his ticket. Remember in Home Alone, the original, what's up, Matt? Royals 417. In the original, after Kevin plows into Buzz and knocks milk all over the counter, it knocks milk over one of the plane tickets, which was meant to be for Kevin. And they left Kevin in Chicago while they flew to Paris. Kevin takes his ticket. Kevin's parents are relieved to see he's actually in the van this time, but Kevin is still angry about the Christmas pageant. I'll carry my own ticket, Kevin announces, just in case you guys try and ditch me. And they did, because they went to Florida. Kevin, you little jerk, went to New York City. So that was Home Alone 2. Lost in New York. Merry Christmas, you filthy animals. So that's what I had for today. Thanks for bearing with me. Bad coffee and all. And my tardiness. Brian says, did you know that some horizontal sports cards are SP or SSP? Yeah, and I hate it. I hate horizontal cards. I also watched the pharmacy scene when Kevin shoplifts the toothbrush. Had it ever occurred to you that Herb was a dollard? What's a dollard? Herb was a dollard? Herman, you as well. No Duncan. No Duncan's toy chest cards. Not even a card with a scene. No Dunkin' Donuts coffee. Actually, I am drinking Dunkin' Donuts coffee. It's the stuff you buy at the grocery store. And it's not good because I had to swipe it before it was done brewing. So it's like, it's kind of nasty when you pull it too early. And I pulled it too early because I wanted to get going. So that's what I had. I'm waiting for Andrew to say explain what a dollard is. Because I am curious, because that's one of the, if you did not watch yesterday, I spent like 30 minutes over analyzing Home Alone. And there's that scene in the pharmacy. I'm not going to explain it today. Go back to watch yesterday's show. I talked about the Home Alone scene in the pharmacy, which there's a part, Herb, that really bothered me. But I'm wondering why Andrew says, had it ever occurred to you that Herb was a dollard? A dollard is a dum-dum. Okay. I have no idea. Okay. Oh, Denny just sent me the pic. I wonder if you can see it. Sent you that photo. Oh, sweet. Can you see that? Oh, yeah. That comes up nice and clear. Spring training, 1998. Ho-Ho-Cam Park. That's pretty cool. Nice find. I think he meant dullard. Dum-dum. Okay. Yeah, he just kind of like, he's staring at the lady and there's a shoplifter and Herb's just like, I don't know. Go back and watch that scene. By the way, speaking of, and I don't think I mentioned this yesterday, in Home Alone at the grocery store scene, in the grocery store, where the cashier is grilling Kevin as he's buying groceries, there's a store manager in the background, and I know him. He's from Chicago. He's a diehard Cubs fan. Now the film was filmed in Chicago, and so he was a background actor, and he has a SAG card for doing this. And there's actually a portion, and I think it was part of the I don't have StreamYard, so I can't share it. But he was originally, this background actor was supposed to have the speaking scene that the cashier ended up getting about where's your mother, where's your brother, where's your sister. And so I met him in line, in an autograph line at the Cubs convention several years ago. And I looked it up, and it's like, I checked him out on IMDb. He has a page on IMDb. He showed me his SAG card, so it wasn't just like, oh, by the way, I was a background actor on Home Alone. Legit. So that was pretty cool. I'm not on StreamYard, so I can't share that. So anyway, that's what I had for today, going on an hour. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for bearing with my tardiness this morning. I'll be back at it tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Central. I'll try not to be late. Internet and coffee maker bearing. So hit the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. Back at it tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Central, and we'll see you then.